Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with a short tutorial on how the Raymond Report works. Once you log into the website at atsstats.com, you're going to go to your dashboard page, and from this page here, you're going to see at the top, this is where all the tools in the toolbox are. And if you click on any of these buttons, it's going to take you to one of the features on the website. So right now we're going to click on MLB. It's going to take us to the matchup page. Today we're going to look at the game between the Chicago White Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. So we're going to click on View Now. And from here, we're going to go to that game between the Blue Jays and the Chicago White Sox. Now, at the top of the page, this is where it's like a snapshot of all the information that you want for today's game between the Blue Jays and the Chicago White Sox. We give you the odds on top right here. Also, the last 10 games straight up and over-under. We also give you the forecast of what the computer thinks the score is going to be. 5.6 to 4.15, the over-under to land on 9.75. And then when you look a little bit lower, you're going to see a lot of other acronyms like VI, the value index. You want to take this number compared to the bookmaker's number. The COW, the chances of winning. Today we got the Blue Jays winning at 64.5%. compared to 39.2 for the Chicago White Sox. The COGO, which stands for chance of game going over the total, based on the law of average theory, we think that this game has a 76% chance of going over today. And then when you look at some of the other features down here, you see the strength of schedule. And I'll get to the side edges and totals edges in just a minute, because it's I got to go down a little bit lower to show you the edges. But also, I wanted to show you, like, it also keeps track of all the streaks, right? So 6-game win streak for the 6-game losing streak for the Chicago White Sox. The Toronto Blue Jays' last 5 games have gone under the total. They're on a 3-game win streak. SOS, strength of schedule, last 7 games. So the opponents they face have a winning percentage of 38.7% compared to 77.5% for the White Sox. You got C bearish for 10 days. That means that team has been either 0-7, 2-5, or 1-6 in their last 7 games. And for the Toronto Blue Jays, A bullish, same thing, but the opposite. They're either 7-0, 5-2, or 6-1 in their last 7 games. And in fact, if you look down here, they are 5-2 in their last 7. And that's why they are now A bullish 1 day. So the D here stands for the number of days they've been in that cycle and what their record is against an opponent of the opposition, right? So Blue Jays at home against C-type teams, they are 4-1 straight up, 1-4 to the under. And when the Chicago White Sox are on the road against A-type teams, they are 3-8, 4-6-1 to the under. Now, if you scroll right down here, you can see Chicago's some of the records at home and on the season. So at home, they're 3-6, 7-2. Now, you see some of them are color-coded in red and yellow. It's just basically to tell you the good and the bad, right? So 7-2 to the over. So this way, because if you look at right up here, then you got to go and look for all the numbers. So this way, by color coding, and it's normally a 60% or higher, or 35% or lower. So 35% or lower actually will be in the red, and the yellow will be records of 60% or higher. So the Blue Jays overall in the season, 15-9, 6-2 at home this year, 2-5-1 to the under, while Chicago's 4-11 on the road, 6-8-1 to the over/under. Here's the last game. So you want to see Toronto. They lost. Actually, Toronto won the last game against the White Sox, 7-0. The White Sox lost to Toronto. The next series, you can see right here. I like these here because now it gives you an idea of the look-ahead situation, right? So Toronto's going to face Seattle at home, while Chicago, big look-ahead situation at home against the Tampa Bay Rays. Situational stats. Sometimes you want to know how the Blue Jays or the White Sox do as a favorite, home favorite or road favorite. So the Blue Jays this year as a home favorite, 5-1, average 5.17 runs per game, giving up only 2.17. And for the Chicago White Sox, 3-9 as a road underdog, scoring only 3 runs per game, allowing 4.3. And then when you scroll down, you can see the last 3, the last 5, the last 7, the last 15 games, and the same situation with the runs for and against. Also, the team record of that pitcher. So Kikuchi, when he goes with the Blue Jays so far this year, they are 4-0 in his starts. And here's all the acronyms. And if you follow the Raymond Report, I look at the teams in A, B, or C-type teams. A-type teams are 60% or higher. B-type teams, 50 to 59.9. C-type teams, those are teams below 500. Those are teams 49% or 0.9 or lower, right? Then you got the COW, chance of winning. The COGO, chance of game going over the total. The law of average theory. DMVI, the daily market value index. And then the cycles, right? The value index, bullish, neutral, and bearish cycle, which we talked about. And here's the last 10 games for Chicago White Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. Also gives you the last 7 head-to-head meetings between these two teams. So sometimes you want to see when was the last time these two teams met, and you can just look right there. This is a good little feature right here. It's called the market conditions. And if you want to, sometimes from a small cycle, long cycle perspective. So let me say if I click on the last 30 days, you can see some of the diagrams here erased. So let's go straight up, and you can see right here, and it gives you the straight up factor of the teams and the over-under factor of the league, right? So home teams, home favorites, all that good stuff. It's right here in the Raymond Report, and this is where you see more of it right here. So this is the overall league. So home teams this year, pretty balanced. In fact, 49.3%. Home favorites winning at 57.2%. Home underdogs, 32.4% on the season. But the last 30 days, pretty good. So this is a good way to gauge from a small cycle to a long-term cycle if in the last 30 days how the underdogs are doing, either home or away. And the over-under column is over here. And then we give you the teams, right? Blue Jays, 83.3% as a home favorite. And for the Chicago White Sox as a road underdog, 25% on the season, 20% last 10 games. So, 10 games, not 30 days. So, 30 days for the overall, but the teams, it's the last 10 games, and also for the over-under. Here we have the comprehensive stats and trends. Now, this is a really good feature. It's one of our popular feature here with the members, because right here you got the Chicago White Sox, the road team. This column is the current season straight up, and this column is the league record of all the teams. I'll give you a good example of what that means. So let's say the Chicago White Sox coming off a 7-run loss this year. It hasn't happened, so it hasn't happened to them. But you're probably saying, okay, what about other teams on the road coming off a 7-run loss? How have they done in their next game? They are 7-3 straight up in their next game. So that's where these factors come in. And the 3-6-1 to the under. So same situation. The first column is for the team, and the second one is for the league. So it's apples and oranges, right? The team, depending on the team that you're analyzing and handicapping, can have a different outcome than the league overall system. And I like the league overall system because it tells you when every team's been in this exact situation, what their record is. All right, what's this here? Don't know what that is. One drive. All right. Going back here, the Toronto Blue Jays, you can see whenever they are a home team, and they're coming off a 3-game win streak, 0-1 on the year. But overall in this league, 12-8 for home teams on a 3-game win streak. So if you do like the Blue Jays today, there's a league system trend that is backing up your selections. And then you got the situational stats right here, offense and defensive stats, all games, last 3 games, versus division, versus conference, versus non-conference opponent, versus top-ranked teams, middle-ranked teams, bottom-ranked teams. So Toronto's a top-ranked team. So you can see here when the Chicago White Sox are facing actually a middle-ranked team. Yeah, they're a middle-ranked team. Yeah, so again, every time, so if Toronto's a middle-ranked team, we're going to highlight it in yellow, so this way you don't have to go search for it. So whenever they play these middle-ranked teams, the average score is 3 to 6.1. So if you're doing over-unders, it's a pretty good tool to have to see how they fared against those middle-ranked teams. And when the Blue Jays are at home against those bottom-ranked teams, the average score is 4.89, 2.67. You do the math, and it works out to close to 8 something, right? 8.4 or something like that. So yeah, so in versus right-handed pitchers versus left-handed pitchers, that's always a good factor to look at that. The Blue Jays at home against lefties, 1 run and 8 runs against. So maybe it's only 1 occurrence. I'll have to go look up the stats, but these are the pearls in the toolbox that we provide our members, and it's good. It's a comprehensive, detailed tip sheet. And this is why in the at the website we do have a lot of features. Sometimes you don't have a lot of games, a lot of time to handicap, but we do have other snapshots of what you're looking for. All right, so this was the tutorial on the comprehensive Raymond Report. You can get the Raymond Report each and every day right here at atsstats.com. Come and kick the tires for only $4.99 for a 7-day membership. And if you have any questions, please contact me at ronraymond@atsstats.com. Thank you.